Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Rika.
And Big Boy Sam here, bringing you the Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt.
Hot or Not Part 2. The first fight that we really see him having is against Commander Logan. Well, it wasn't against Commander Logan. He was the one that was sent to negotiate with the prince in the middle of the fight. And for some reason, he decided to come to Wayne with nothing but attitude and ridiculous demands, even though they were losing. In this conversation or in this negotiation, he decided it would be a really good idea to insult Ninym because she's a flam. I guess those are like the lowest race in this anime. It's not fully explained, but I get the feeling that from the comments that were made that they're viewed as sort of slaves, they're treated poorly, and they're considered to be the workers of the devil. So he decided to go ahead and insult Ninym, and Wayne went from being so laid back to just this cold persona that we just didn't know that he had in him at the time, and he went and killed the commander with his own hands so viciously. I loved it.
Yeah, he presented the negotiator's head to the leader of the opposition, went into his tent and took him out, completely took him out. Because at the end of the day, he asked the negotiator one question. He said, does the commander speak for you? Are his words your words, or are your words his words? And the moment he said yes, he was banged to rights. Wayne switched. He just switched. People, I don't know if you know, but if someone's willing to defend someone like that because of a slight, they're willing to take down the opposition army. Knowing full well he went into the battle thinking that he wasn't going to completely decimate them. He wanted to lose on purpose so that he can give back the worthless mine or whatever. Boy, that's the kind of guy you want in your corner, mate. That's the kind of backup you want, because Wayne just went in on him and it was fully deserved. And the way he plunged that sword in, whew.
So I really enjoyed this whole war between the two kingdoms, but I would say that this was the only one that I kind of took seriously. All the ones after it, he was dealing with really stupid opponents.
Yep.
So it kind of took away the whole Genius Prince aspect of it, because it didn't really seem genius. The opposition were just really stupid. I mean, you had one that decided to fall to his own death. Then his father was also stupid and even said himself he was a fool, and his whole ambush failed. Even this last one, it was like, I didn't get how Wayne didn't understand that the King of Soldiers was intentionally ignoring him while military operations went on elsewhere. I mean, I figured that out really quickly, and I'm not like a war strategist. It was simple, but he didn't figure it out, and I don't know, that was weak for me on that side of the anime.
For me, in terms of the weakness of the anime, I get what you're saying, so I do sort of agree, because every war just started devolving in intelligence for me. The first two fights, so episode 1's fight and then the next one with Logan, perfect. And then it just, nah. Then again, the thing that his little sister did was actually quite intelligent, but again, you know what I mean? So I get ya. But for me, the weakness of this anime is that it's 12 episodes, but there were so many places, names, kingdoms, whatever. It felt like having a history lesson at times. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I switched off because I was like, oh, it's another city, another battle. Okay. Oh no, he wins. Do you get what I mean? It was only enjoyable how he won. And as Ruka said, sometimes it was like, yeah, you won, but was your opponent really good though? There was no other genius. The only other genius that was there was the princess to the empire. And she Loa. She was the only other genius in the show other than Ninym. And she used him and then got used by him. And that interaction I thought was brilliant. But everything else in terms of the war and the strategies, it was pretty bog standard, personally.
To me, I feel like the way Wayne strategizes in his head and the way he has the little mini him in his head, it kind of reminded me of Dr. Stone. Now, the reason why I'm actually bringing this up is because in the Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt, I felt as if there was a lot of information thrown at you in every single episode. It was really fast paced, but it was very informational. And I'm bringing Dr. Stone up because Dr. Stone also does have a lot of informational things, but the way that it is actually constructed, it doesn't make make it feel like so much information is thrown at you constantly.
You need to know the balance.
And I understand that this one had a harder time because it is about a kingdom dealing with other kingdoms, dealing with a lot of politics. But I feel like they needed to ease back a little bit so that you could enjoy the anime more fully.
You need to know the balance.
Yeah, I agree with Rika. I feel like you could have got 3 seasons or 4 seasons out of the amount of information we got here. Because this first season could have been the first 2 fights. That they could have stretched it out. We could have got the politics in that. But I felt like by the end of it, they were just bombarding us with, oh, you've got beef with this kingdom and this kingdom and this kingdom's trying to usurp you, and then this kingdom, this is a religious sect, and then you've got your people that you need to worry about, and you're running out of money, and I get that, and it's very realistic, and I get that, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not watching anime for realism, you know what I mean? I'm watching it to kind of chill back a bit. This is the kind of stuff that people who get paid more than me need to deal with. I don't want to watch an anime and feel like I'm now a politician. But saying that, the show wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad. There was just a lot of information.
I want to talk about a character that I did not expect to like when I started watching it, but actually grew to like, and that would be Princess Falania. She's very young, but she has the foundation to be as great as her brother, or as great as her brother was promised us to be. She could have dealt with that marriage proposal on her own, though I do wish that Wayne had not stepped in and allowed her to sort of think her way out of that one, because you don't have to be there every time, like for every little thing.
Yeah, so Wayne basically looked like the Messiah here. Every single little problem, somehow he was there. Now, Falania was there handling business. She actually went there, spoke to the 3 princes, spoke to Lola, used ninym for her expertise, understood what the city was about when it came to debates, and when she was thrown a curveball, i.e. I'm going to marry you, she actually had it ready and sorted. And Wayne coming in actually ruined the situation a little bit, but then Wayne kind of pulled in a favour with Lola, and then it got sorted, which was a little bit of a deus ex machina in my opinion. But I feel like if Falania would have sorted that out, she would have said something that would have been smart. She even did say something that was smart. She said, look, it's a matter of state, mate. I need to make sure that my state is good with it. So I'm going to go and consult with my kingdom, and then we'll get back to you. Sorted. And then Wayne comes in and then ruins the whole thing and has to use his favour. But I do like what they did with her in terms of her marching all of them people out of the city and giving her that prop, because she deserved it. She worked hard. She was there in the debate, getting to know the merchants, getting to know the people, and she will, like Ruka said, make a really good leader one day.
Since we're talking about the whole thing with the princes, that was so confusing to me, because the Sons of the Empire were fighting amongst themselves, obviously. The Emperor is dead and none of the princes were put in power beforehand to take over. I find that so odd. And even if someone had been put in place, like to take over, I personally expected that they would have immediately started to try to kill each other and wipe out each other's families so that they could take over. This is also to quickly stabilize the power structure and avoid outsiders taking advantage of the instability of their kingdom. They have no ruler right now, and they have had no ruler for like an extended period of time. This is like a bad position for any country to be in. Like, as soon as the person in charge dies, the next in line needs to be right there, and even when the next in line is there, there's still a chance that they'll be murdered. Like, come on guys, historical drama yourselves out of this one. And then instead you had Manfred wanting to kill Wayne. They're acting as if the Empire's the least of their worries. How have you got time to be obsessing over Wayne, trying to marry his sister, when your kingdom has literally no ruler?
Guys, I don't know if you know, but we're British. And we've just had a succession, and we knew 30 years ago who the next ruler was. Like 30 years ago, Queen was popping. She wasn't gone yet, and we just had a succession, and we all knew exactly who it was going to be. It's not hard. Personally, it should be the eldest, because that's tradition, and that's the kind of period that we're in. Look, there's a vacuum at the top. Everyone knows that once there's a vacuum, power struggles happen, instability happens, economy goes down, no one wants to do tourism, all sorts of stuff happens like that. And you want to deal with Wayne. Wayne is in this little country to the north. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. He doesn't even want to be here. He didn't want to be invited. He was wondering why he's there, so he sent his sister around. Do you get what I mean? And yet you are like Ruka. Bruv, everything Ruka said is correct. How are you obsessing over Natra when you've got an empire to sort out? Do you think that the holy people or the other people won't just come in and take everything? Come on, guys, fix up. This is why Lois should be the empress.
But even she was moving mad because where was the murderation? Okay, no. I actually really like reading period dramas. I like historical dramas, and I like stuff where there's successions and things like that. I like reading them. So where was the murderation?
Look, this is the time where everybody is not your friend.
Even your third cousin is going to be trying the leadership role, be the next emperor, especially since all three of the brothers seem actually crazed.
They're all tapped. Look, I don't understand it either because, like, have you not watched Game of Thrones? Like, do you not know what's going on? If someone dies, someone needs to be the one who succeeds them. That's it. And the fact that there's three of you, what was their dad doing? What was their dad doing? How does he not prepare the next king? What? Come on.
I know, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
Like,
and
plot hole. I'm sorry, I call cap. I call cap on this. This is cap because there's no way this happens in real life. I told you. Bruv, no one knows about successions more than us. Do you know what I mean? Like, this was done all wrong.
And none of the princes are married.
Bruv,
to be honest, they should have already been banging like rabbits because you want an heir. This is not even about love. Pick a noble woman. Pick a girl. Okay? Heirs, because you need to make sure that your line is solidified. None of these princes were even thinking about it at all, and Lo was all over here prancing from country to country. Like, go and get married.
She tried.
No, she didn't try.
I know.
She, especially because she has like the least amount of people behind her at first, at least. You go ahead and you marry someone that has a strong standing in another empire, someone that has money and has army and has influence, and then you just kill your brothers. Done and dusted.
Done and dusted. Out of this world.
Kill them, and then you've got two. you've got an empire in whatever country your dude's from.
All right, guys. Ruka's the emperor. Clearly. Because Ruka's got this plan ready, like, she's in her notes, and then I'll kill my brothers, then I'll get the king, then I'll become the king, I am the woman king.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, so to the verdict. Was this hot or just a waste of time?
Look, I personally think it was hot. I really enjoyed it. There was things that they could have done better, i.e. too many information. However, I thought it was enjoyable. I could watch another season of this easy.
I didn't like the fact that a lot of the opponents were stupid and it took away from what Wayne was doing, and also at points it felt like Wayne wasn't really even that smart either. However, I really did actually enjoy this one, and I would also give it a hot. So there you have it. Both me and Big Boy Sama have said that this anime is worth watching. So if you're interested in a little bit of a period drama, I guess, with a lot less murderation, then head on over to The Genius Princess Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt.
Also, leave your comments down below, and if you want to speak to us directly, DM us. We're Bomb Anime Insta.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Peace.